Hey, what's up everybody? This is Rob here. I'm going to do a video on a project that I'm working on, and I'm going to build a Partscaster, and my goal on this one is to use like some really premium parts and try and build a really nice Telecaster. I built one before a couple years ago, and I used some of the cheaper fender parts, and it turned out pretty good, but I got rid of it after a while. It really didn't speak to me, so thought I'd kind of approach it different this time and go with some higher end stuff and see if it turns out any better. So I thought I'd do a video and take you along for the journey. I've got a few things so far. I got this neck off of fender.com, and this is the American channel bound, and it's got rosewood, and there's like a trough routed into the maple, and it's set down in there, and so the edge, you see the maple kind of gives it a cool look, and it's got a real nice rolled edge feel to it. I do like it better than the last neck that I tried. I used an American Professional, and wasn't very nice rosewood, and I had some fitment issues with the body that I used at that time. I used a Mexican body, and I've had some Mexican guitars, they're great, but for whatever reason I had a problem with that one, and got it figured out, but just like I said, just never was what I was hoping it was going to be. So I've already put some tuners on it, got some locking Fender tuners that had some perloid buttons off of eBay, and went ahead and put those on. There's nothing to it. Put them through there and put the collar nut on it. But anyway, so that's made in USA. I got that off of fender.com. And for the body, I spent some money. I got a custom shop Tele body, a 55 Relic, and it's lightly Relic. I really didn't buy it because it was Relic. It's an ash body, and it's got the lacquer, thin paint. You can see the grain, and it's got little dings all over it. It's pretty cool looking, but it came with the ferrules in the back, and it came with the strap buttons, and I had to route it because I'm going to be putting a humbucker in the front of this Telecaster, so I had to route it out with a DeWalt router, and went pretty smooth, no problem. And then I had to drill 3 more holes to put a 8-hole pick guard on here. This 55 spec has a 5-hole, and I wanted to use this mint green that holds the humbucker. I got it off of Amazon. I bought a couple from Amazon, and they seem to fit good, and you know, you're talking plastic, so I don't think it's going to affect my tone any, but I'm hoping with this custom shop body and this American made neck that I get some good results out of it. So I've got all the rest of the parts. I think I'm missing a couple things, but got the jack plate made in Mexico. I've got the control plate that's made in South Korea. String trees for the neck made in the USA. I've got the neck plate. It's made in Mexico. I wanted to use one that didn't have any writing or anything on it, and so same spec as the US ones. The bridge, I did spend a little extra money and got the US made vintage bridge with the brass saddles, and I got a custom shop Tele pickup. It's a Texas special for the rear, and I'm going to put this DiMarzio PAF style humbucker in the front. I'm going to wire it with a Fender 4-way switch and try and do like a split coil kind of thing for the humbucker, you know, to give it some more various tones. I'm going to use the Fender pots. I had an ashtray for another Tele. I already had that on hand, so got that. And I think I'm missing the wire. Well, I know I'm missing the wire that goes to the jack, so I've got to pick that up. And I think that's everything I'm going to need. I've got these old school like dome knobs for the control plate, and that's pretty much it right now. I did have to drill another hole in the back of the neck. This neck was, I guess, designed for use on some of the newer Fender American products that have the relief cut in the heel. So the fourth hole was down here, and I had to move it to the traditional spot. And the only other thing that I've read and that I'm hoping I'm not going to have an issue with is, you know, this is an American neck for the USA line, and the spacing is different from the vintage, if I'm reading it right. And so your vintage bridge is going to be a little different spacing than the guitars that come with that neck. But if I'm thinking correctly, it'll be narrower at the back and still be wider than the nut. So I don't think it's going to cause me an issue, but we'll see. You know, so far I haven't had any problems, you know. Routing went pretty seamless, no problems there. I did have a little fleck of the paint come off where I drilled another hole for the pick guard, but it's going to be under the pick guard, and it's already scratched up and everything anyway, so I don't think that's going to be an issue. And the other problem or near miss that I had was I drilled this hole in the neck, and I had a piece of tape to mark the drill bit, and I still think I went pretty deep, and but I'm still 1/8 of an inch, you know, from going through. But that would have been a disaster if I had gone into the fretboard. But thankfully that didn't happen. So I thought I'd do this first video and just show you everything that I had and what I had in mind, and you know, I thought I'd follow it up with another video and kind of show you some of the things about putting it together, and obviously at the end show you how it turns out, and you know, let you know what I think. I'm trying to do this, you know, under $2,000, and I'm under that. So, you know, a new Telecaster will run you, you know, for a custom shop, it'll run you $3,000, $4,000, $5,000, and I'm hoping to get a instrument, you know, maybe not quite in that range, but something that's, you know, really nice. And so we'll give it a try. I appreciate it, and I'll see you on the next one.